Hello guys, good afternoon. Welcome back to our YouTube channel. So this afternoon guys, we'll fire up our Visual Studio 2022. We'll demonstrate how to create CRUD operation using .NET 6 ASP.NET Core MVC project. So CRUD operations, it means to say you can create a record to be saved in the database, can update and delete. Okay, so we will fire up our Visual Studio. Create a new project from here, and then yeah, we already selected this one with application, and then we'll choose MVC controller. So this one. There's another one which is the user, but well use first MVC, and we'll have create a project. Okay, so this is .NET 6 framework, and you are using is with .NET Core Web Application MVC model. So we'll just name it as a demo or .NET 6 MVC demo. All right. So next. So this demo is good for starters or students who want to get started with uh, .NET 6 framework. So this is the template that we choose, MVC controller. So you can see our project has already have the files. There is a controller. The default one is home controller. And there's the model for the domain or entities. For example, this one. And we have the views for the feeds or it's the ML feeds where the user can input. This is a UI, user interface like this index. Okay, so and then we already have also the app setting.json and the program.cs file. So as you can see guys, the program.cs files is now ready for the dependency injection where you can configure your services. So later on we can tackle that one. So this is good for starters and as well as for experience how one story press. Okay, so this is new. .NET 6 is with .NET Core MVC project. So basically, when we run this project, let's take a look at what's the output. So we have not created anything yet. So this is the template that Microsoft offer for us. So as you can see, I'm looking or I'm running in my local host 7185. So they are welcome. And then home privacy. Okay, so this is the default. For example, if you click the privacy and the home, this is the home page. So by the way, I have this is now authentication. So there is no later on I have a demo also for having a MVC project that will communicate directly to the Active Directory where you can use your username and password automatically. But this one we choose no authentication. Okay. So this is the default feeds. So we'll start creating our CRUD operation, guys. So first thing that we need to do, uh, because we are going to use ORM Entity Framework Core, so we need to install the package for Entity Framework Core. You can either go to the from tools, go to NuGet Package Manager. You can type it in the console, or you can just browse. So I prefer to type it. And yeah, so we need to install first the package for Microsoft that entity framework core. So if we not specify the version, it will get the latest version. But if you want to specify the version, you just see version, then for example 6.0 like that. Okay, so we will get the latest version because we will not specify it. What's the problem? Install package Microsoft. This is the wrong spelling. Okay, Microsoft. So this is a code-based approach. It's meant to say that we will create the database from migration and we will issue migration later on. Thus, I talking about migration. So we need to add also the package that will allow us to do a migration command. So that is the Microsoft install package Microsoft that entity framework for that tools. This is the package that will allow us to have a migration command. Later on, I will demonstrate how to create. All right, so we already installed the two packages that we needed. As you can see here, there is a Microsoft Entity Framework Core that is version 7 already. That is our bridge to communicate from our program to the SQL Server database because we will be using SQL Server database. I forgot. Maybe I can also install the package for Interpret Framework for that SQL Server because we will use SQL Server. SQL Server. Okay. So either way, you can just install this one, Microsoft Entity Framework, or you just need to install Microsoft Entity Framework for that SQL Server. But if you install both, it's okay. There's no problem. All right, so that's the package that we need for our task today. So first, we are going to create a DB connection. Yeah, DB context that will connect, and then later on we'll configure that in our dependency injection. So I will create a folder here. I will add a folder. Yeah, add a folder, and I will just call this DB connect, DB context, or let's say database, data only data. Okay. From this folder, I will create a class for our DB context. So I will just name it .NET 6 MVC MVC demo. So this is our class for creating a DB context. Okay. So from here, we will inherit the DB context from the entity framework. So need to control period so you can see Microsoft Entity Framework, right? And then you highlight this one, then right click, and then we need to, where is that? Uh, Snippet. Oh, this one. Okay. We create a constructor with option parameter already. So this option will go back to our base class DB context. And later on, we will configure the dependency injection to its connection. It will connect to the SQL server that we got and use. But of course, we need to define first the properties here, prop. And this time we will use the dvisit property. That is how to create a entity or table and of type what table name or the entity that we'll be using. So in our models, we'll create entities here, the models that we'll be creating. So we'll create a class here. This is just for sample demo. So we will, I think we just use student. Okay, student for demonstration only. So student entity. So our student entity will have a property, of course. We'll make it go with for the ID. That the identification of his ID student will have the string of, yeah, first name, and of course you can have last name. This is a string type, last name. And then of course we can have let's see, for daytime, uh, date of birth, is it DOB? I think that's enough. This is for just demo. Okay, we have four fields. Three are mandatory. The ID will be automatically created. It is a go with ID. So that's it. That's our domain entity or the properties. So from our connection, this one, so of type, we will call it the student that we just created. And the property name, this will be the table name when we create the migration, we call it student. Okay, so it's ready now. So what we're going to do next is to configure it in our dependency injection. So from here, I think yeah, before here, add view model controller. So by the way, this is already by default. For example, routing, use static files. The map controller, this one, this is the pattern, the controller name, which is default home index. So when you run this program, the URL will be in the controller name, which is home slash the index, and then there is an optional ID, for example, the parameter. All right, so we need to add here the builder that services that add db context of type. What's our class name of db context? That is .NET 6 demo. Okay, and of course we need to pass the option here to get to pass our, what's this? It's wrong. Ah, it's wrong. It should be this one. This is the name of our db context class. It's not the project name. All right, so then we need to pass the option. Option pass this. I'll just put it here. Option that use SQL Server. So we, this is telling our dependency injection that we are going to use SQL Server. So I think that's enough. Then we need to have, where's the connection string? So builder that configuration that connection string, and then you pass the connection name here. Let's say democon. Okay, so we need to create that democon in the app setting, or there's another way that your connection string will be hidden from when you deploy it to production, or anyone, they cannot easily get the connection string. You can make it as a user secret. So that's one thing in .NET 6 framework. So you right click from the project itself, and then there's a manage user secret. So this is a secret that JSON file, but you cannot see here. Okay. Okay. So later on I will discuss, and this we will create the connection string here. Connection string. I think there's a miss. And then connection string, and then the name. What's the name that we set it? And no, no. Program this is this one. Democon. Okay. So we need to name is democon, and then the value would be, so if you don't have the SQL server that being configured already, you can just go to connectionstring.com, connectionstring.com. So what connectionstring, this one, and then you look for SQL server. SQL server. Oh, where is the SQL server? Yeah. this one. So let's say the server 2019. So this one, standard security, trusted connection. You can use this one. So this circle is that one. Okay, so you just have to supply your server name. Now, if your server name, the MySQL server here is, I open up my SQL Server Management Studio first, and I just need to connect. So, what's happening? Why am I not connected? Yes. Hmm. Ito, this one. Oh, this one. This is my local. So, this is my server name. So, I bought it from here. And the database name, this database is not existing yet. So, we just it will be created in the migration command that we will create later. So let's just demo. So that will be our dynamics theme. So that's enough. Or if you don't want to go to if you don't want to, you can get easily the connection string if you have already this server explorer, and then you have already connected, and then you can just right click. This is just the same data source and like that. But this one server is just the same. All right. So that's how you create your connection string. And we'll go back to our program that says, so say guys, our connection string in the secret that JSON that file, but there's no secret that JSON files here, even if you browse it in the folder. So that's one thing that's new that is being hidden. So when you deploy to the production, normally it's in the app setting, but today we don't put it in the app setting the JSON but in a secret key. So where do you find it? This is the user secret ID. There's a command, PowerShell command to do it, to how to know the how to get the value of the secret key. But if you have the program, you just right click it from your solution explorer and you can manage secret key, and there's is it, the JSON file. Connection string, I think that's correct. So connection string, I am not misspelled connection string. I will see it. Okay, so now we already define it. The next thing that we need to do is to create the migration. So from our tools, let's go to NuGet package again, and then to create a migration, what's the command create migration? Uh, migration. Actually, the command is, I forget it, but let's try and add migration, then your migration name, for example, initdb. Let's try. Okay, so it will create you a migration folder here. So there's a migration folder, and these are the script that will be created. So it's defined from our model here, the student. So to actually create this table to our database, we just need to issue the command update the database. Okay, it's building. So since we already have a connection was successfully established with the server, but then an error occurred during the development process. Certificate change was issued by authority is not trusted. What's the problem here? So we have problem here. We cannot connect to our connections. Yeah, maybe I can use this one. We'll try it. This is my SQL Server already. A connection string. So I will just copy this. My connection string. Where's the secret.json file? Is this right? Server database. Search initial catalog. So we'll just have this CRUD demo. Not next switch. Okay, I think this is. I will try this one. We'll go back to our tools. We can able to connect to our database. Update database. What? Connections. Connection string. Connection string. Let's try this one. Let's just build first. What's wrong with this? Cannot communicate to our database. And we found out error. Go to the updates and let's see update database. Connection property has not been initialized. Huh? How come we already added here? Add DB context option SQL Server get connection democon. Democon. We have let's try to put this in our app setting first. Why it cannot listen? So if I type that, that's right. Connection string. It's just the same. What's wrong with this? Connection string with this. Connection string is just delete this. We'll try later on after we solve this for the demo con. What do we have here? Demo con. Let's see this is. Um, this is the class, the context, this is student, the context option, this option. It's already there. Let's try to build again. Step back again, if we can connect to our database. Update database. connection was successfully established with the server, but then an error occurred during the login process. Provider is SSL. Why? I already put integrated security cost too. Maybe we missed this. This is the first time that I can't connect to my own database. What error is this? So I click on Google. Google is our best friend. Certifications was issued by authority. If you have encrypt through in a connection string, then uh, trust circuits um, encrypt cross in connection string. If you see an error when attempting to connect the system, is add. We will just add this additional connection parameter. Let's try this. Add trusted certificate to the pass-through. Just encrypt. Trust server certificate. Hmm. Certificate. So let's try. It's the first time that I encounter this issue. This is my local database and why I'm not able to connect. You see? So that's the one problem. If you encounter that problem, so the Google is the best friend, best answer. Okay. So we'll take a look. Oh, this is CRUD demo.NET 6. So we'll take a look if there's already CRUD demo.NET 6 here. So we'll just refresh it. Okay, so see here, this is the database, and there is one table student. Okay, and there's also the migration. So this is created by our migration command. Okay, so that's our database now. First name, last name, third topic. All right, guys. So that's how we solve the problem. Maybe in my database, yeah, from here, uh, let me option increase. Yeah, you have to uncheck it. Check it. Trust server certificate. So you won't have that issue if this is unchecked. So that is why you include it in your connection string that trust server certificate should be true. So this is no issue or if you put it in a managed secret. That's only the problem. And then you move it here. So you right click from here. Uh, okay, and manage user secret. So we put it here the connection string. That's no issue. It's only the certificate parameter. Okay. So okay, so we have the database now. So we'll start with our CRUD operation. Everything is being set up now. So we just need to add the pages, right? So I think this is the shared view, so the layout view. So we need to add our page here. I'll just make this as to hide, so it will be bigger. So there's a privacy, so we need to add another tab here for our add student. Okay, let's copy it. Tab item, controller home, action is, let's say this is add, and let's just put it add student. Okay, so from our uh, yeah, in our home controller, we just need to put here public I action result and so this will be just return view, and since this is the gate, so we'll just decorate here as http git method, and just highlight it, and we should also have another that one. This one is the post, meaning to say we are getting a data from our HTML page or the view. So we need to add the parameters student, and it's just it. Parameter name student, like that. So, but we don't have add view here. So from here you click this one and create a view. Add view, and then this are view. Yeah, this are MVC controller view. Just add this will be empty. We'll name it add this thing. Add. Okay. So this is our page. So we just put it's on here. It's it. Um, students. Students. Okay. Let's try to run if we can get that. So here we have the add student, and you click it. It should go to your. Okay. So see, there's a add student. So there's no form yet. So later on we add the form. So okay, so we need to add the form. So we'll be using Bootstrap for each year. So we'll go to getbootstrap.com. Um, we'll search. Where's the search? Looks search for form layout, form this, form control. This one form control. So just copy this one. Put in our add here. This one. have a tag form or method. This will be post and action will be go to the add. What is that add? That's the controller name. This one here. This one. So it will go to. So this is our add HTML. So label for strong property. This is for student person person and this all of type of text and this is not needed. ID just and we can use SQL tab and then we need to have this first name. But first we need to add this model tab from here. Add models, model, what is it? That needs fixed demo, that model, that student. So that's input type for control ID is for this is first name. Okay, and then this is text control, so you can omit it. Why I use this? I should choose the other one that says input type. So this one. I just copy this submit. For the last one, submit like that. So submit like that. Just submit. And you copy this for the other. So actually, you can create your own HTML tagging. Your button HTML. Okay, so this is uh, last name. So this one we are just using Bootstrap. So this one is coming from your model. Is before that's the command to get to connect to the model. So this is the Bootstrap. The model is the yeah, you can see it because we added this. All right, so let's try to run if we can go there. That's a simple form. Okay, as student, let's continue because we breakpoint. All right, so you can see that this one. So this one, student date of birth will change it to time of date because we didn't see it. This will be type date. If running in Chrome, it will be have what's this key? Okay. After that, we go to our home controller in add. This is the time that we need to add to the database. So first, we need to inject our constructor injection the our uh, DB context here. So that needs 6 DB. That needs 6. This one. So we'll just context. Okay, so you can create sign property like that. but I prefer this to be like that underscore, like Flutter. So private, I can see private. Oh, you make it public. Private read only. So read only, it can be only have the value at the constructor side. That's why. So what's this? What happened is context. Read only is not valid. Why not valid? Okay, so I don't know why valid. So that's the way how we inject. So we do have the variable that underscores context. So from here we can now see that in context that students, this one that add. So we can now add the students. But before that we get to get the model, or you can just simply get from there. And to actually save to the database, you can just have context that saves in this like that. So we'll try. Okay. So add student here. Let's see. Again, will also have the over here. It just and there's no validation. You can submit it. Okay, let's go here. It's debug. So listen, save changes. Okay. So our database is being saved here. See, it's being added already. Okay, so let's do it ID. So we have now the create, and next thing we have to update and delete to make it stored. Okay, so why my recording is here. Finish recording. Minimize. Just minimize my recording. So this is it now. So we can make it as a synchronous method. So we put async and we wrap up this into tasks. Okay, tasks. And this one will be six in this async. Wait, and you can have asynchronous six in this async. This will be asynchronous. Okay, so return redirect. Just return redirect 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 redirect. Just redirect. Okay. Let's try to run again. Let's add another student. So we are here, add student. Can say, let's say Dave Aldrin, my son. Hello, also. The version 909 2000. See, let's go here. Um, okay, so let's return to the view itself, this one, because we redirect to view. Okay, so let me try to look our daily. It should have two records now. Okay, yeah, that's it. So we'll add viewing so we can delete, update the records. Okay, view, and if you want to update, delete. Alright, so it's my recording. Let's move this to index. So if we run this one after we add, we will be in the dashboard or the student, the home page. After that, let's see the um, I guess submit. So yeah, we will go back here. So in we can finish this video, but it will be in part 2. So in part 2, we will display a list here of employees from our database that we are added here. And then we're gonna have the delete and update button, and that will complete our CRUD operation using Entity Framework. So happy learning, guys. I hope you like this video. If you like, subscribe and hit the bell button so you will be notified in the continuation of this video. Okay, guys. Bye bye. Happy weekend. Bye.